This week's best MMA bets, we're talking about UFC Vegas 47, Hermansson versus Strickland. Really looking forward to this card. We're going to preview the pure betting side. We'll do locks, dogs, props, and parlays. Guys, make sure to smash that like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe and turn those post notifications on. And I will jump right into the locks. Now, I'm going to run through them quickly, and then we'll go more in detail about each one of them. The first one is going to be Denis Bondar. I think that he's a lock. Next one is going to be Shavkat Rakhmonov, another lock. Sean Strickland, I think that he's a lock as well. Miles Johns, also the locks. Those are definitely more the value side. I'm also going to add Jailton Almeida, but value side, he's not one really to talk much about. So let's talk more about the value locks. Denis Bondar being the first one. I really feel like he's going to be able to work over Malcolm Gordon. He's sitting at around the minus 260 range. I think that's not a bad money line bet if you're looking to throw a fair amount at it. I don't see very likely paths to victory for Malcolm Gordon on the opposite side. Win inside the distance, which I'm predicting. I'm leaning knockout, but wouldn't be shocked with a potential submission. Plus 120 inside distance, I think, is the prop that I would go towards if I'm playing one on Denis Bondar. He is the first of the locks of the night. Next one, Shavkat Rakhmonov over Carlston Harris. I like Rakhmonov at minus 240. He's another one. Yes, a little bit on the higher side, but not a terrible value. If you throw a bit at it, could get something nice coming back to you. I really feel like he should be able to outstrike Harris. If it goes to the floor, I think Shavkat will do fine. I think he can defend the takedowns. I see too many openings for counter strikes with the stand-up game of Carlston Harris. Shavkat will exploit that. I expect him to win. I'm thinking Shavkat could potentially get the knockout over Carlston Harris. Now, looking at the bet on that, if you were to go inside the distance, rather you don't want to risk it all because there's a chance submission to Rakhmonov, 2-0 in the UFC, 2 subs, plus 110. I think that's the one to play to keep you on the safer side, but I will tell you Rakhmonov sub plus 375, Rakhmonov knockout plus 225. So some decent upside with Rakhmonov playing the props. Now, Sean Strickland, he is the minus 205 favorite over Jack Hermansson. I expect him to fend off takedown attempts, outstrike Hermansson, and wear him down. Of course, there is possibility Jack Hermansson is able to sit in there and go the full 5 rounds, taking some damage. He is a proven tough fighter, though he's been knocked out in the past. Sean Strickland is a guy that looks for the knockout. He's going to continue to press and press. Of course, there's going to be clinch situations, and he's going to need to fend off Hermansson's takedown attempts. I believe he will. I like Sean Strickland, wins, KO, plus 225. I think that's a decent prop. Of course, there's possibility the fight goes distance as well, so I'll bring that one up here. For Strickland, wins by decision. If you're more so on that side, you're looking at about plus 210. But I'm feeling like he gets a late stoppage in this fight and beats Jack Hermansson in the main event of the evening. Now, the next one is going to be Miles Johns. He's minus 180 over John Castaneda. I feel like Miles Johns will find the chin and knock Castaneda out, though Castaneda is tough and proven tough. Looking at the odds for the knockout, plus 300, that's great upside. I don't mind that prop. I would play a little something on it, but the money line bet is really what I like here at minus 180. I'd like to throw a lot at it. I really feel like Miles Johns has an extremely high possibility of beating Castaneda. I feel he's the better striker, more explosive, better wrestling game, and I think he definitely is going to have the knockout power edge, and he will find the chin and put Castaneda down. Minus 180, money line, plus 300, KO prop from Miles Johns. Let's jump to the dog section. Make sure you guys smash that like button. The first dog of the night that I'm liking is going to be Jason Witt. He's sitting at plus 135. That's pretty good plus side. Rose been taken down, though there are things to like on the Rose side. His range, his potential for power in his hands, especially with that range advantage. Still, Witt has the clear-cut better wrestling. If he can maintain top position, which I expect him to, it's going to be a grinding decision. Potential exchanges on the feet. Witt could find himself in trouble, but I still expect him to win. I still have him as a dog. I'm still picking him here. Plus 275 for Jason Witt as far as the first dog goes, and I think that is a pretty solid play. I want to run through actually the rest of the dogs, and then I'll go a little more in detail with each. I guess we went deep for the first one, but let me just tell you, it's Stolarenko is our next dog, Anthony Njokuani, Mike Trizano, Nick Maximov in the co-main, and also I think Sam Alvey, just to give you a quick run through. But looking towards the deeper side of these dogs, Stolarenko plus 195 underdog against Alexis Davis. Davis has a tricky wrestling game. She's an experienced girl. I think Stolarenko finds a way to win. I think there's some value on playing her by decision at plus 330. I think that could be a fantastic potential casher. I love it. Stolarenko for the win over Alexis Davis. Second dog, Njokuani. I am a fan of Chidi Njokuani. I believe earlier I might have said Anthony Njokuani. My mistake on that. Chidi and him are brothers, both extremely good strikers, rangy guys. Length edge for Njokuani over Marc-Andre Barrios. I think Njokuani gets it done. He's sitting at plus 105. Very slight money dog, but a one that I'll be nailing the line on by decision, which is what I'm predicting him to win by, plus 250. So solid upside with that as well. I'm big on Njokuani. I'm confident in him and at the value. I'm loving that line. Lock of the night, or excuse me, dog of the night, but maybe even a lock of the night truly, but I got to just put him at the dog section. Next one, Mike Trizano. I think he can pull this one off against Hakeem Dawodu. It's a close fight, though, and Dawodu 100% has a path to victory. The value of the line is decent, plus 165, but decision is interesting. It's plus 320. That's a wide margin. Maybe you're not liking Trizano straight. You're seeing the possibility of a win for Dawodu, so you want to play less, and you play that decision prop, which is the way I see him winning. Evloev couldn't submit him. Dawodu's a proven, durable guy. I think that he can probably go the 3 here with Trizano, even if he's losing the dance. I am going with Trizano wins by decision prop, plus 320. That is my favorite of the props looking for that matchup. I like Trizano a lot. He's plus 165, just money line. The next one, Nick Maximov over Punale Soriano, is a scary bet. It's a fight that if Maximov can't get to the floor, it could be trouble. Better jiu-jitsu, Maximov. Better wrestling, I feel Maximov. We'll find out when they fight. Better striking, definitely Soriano. 2 out of the 3 avenues lean towards Maximov, but if he can't get the takedown, he's not going to win the fight. Soriano has a team at Extreme Couture that is known for wrestlers. So obviously I expect decent wrestling. He has a wrestling background himself. But I feel like Maximov has a very tricky style and he's extremely persistent with it. At the very least, it's going to limit Soriano's striking game, knowing takedowns will be shot towards him. I think Maximov will throw the game off. He's plus 160 as a dog. Sub prop plus 375 if you really want to reach for that. I will also give you the decision prop. The decision prop is sitting at plus 400 for Maximov. So definitely some value on the prop side. Scary bet. I'd understand people be nervous. I'd expect the line to be even a little wider, but people are liking Maximov's game. He's a Nick Diaz Army guy. I think we're going to be impressed by him, and I think he's going to beat Soriano in his sophomore appearance here in the UFC. Now the next one, Smilin' Sam Alvey. He is a big underdog against Brendan Allen. It's a tricky fight because Allen's coming in on very short notice, recently knocked out. But Allen, on short notice, is a minus 400 favorite. That's ludicrous to me. If it was minus 200, it's a different game. But Sam Alvey is a pretty big dog. You're finding him around plus 300. You might even find him more than that. I feel like Alvey's a fighter that might be worth a stab. Proven tough veteran. And at 205, where this fight will be held, I think the advantage is Alvey. He can find a way to win. Not loving the prop side of things, and actually at the moment we don't have a full scale amount of props available. Alvey inside distance plus 525, so I'm assuming it will be Alvey wins by knockout plus 650, around that range. It might come closer as the week goes on. I like Alvey. I like the potential by knockout if the odds wide enough. Allen just knocked out 2 months ago. I think that can have an effect. He took a lot of big shots. Alvey's a hard hitter. It's up a weight class. Could find a way to win, but very difficult fight. And at 85, it's a lot clearer path to victory for Allen. If these guys are full training camp, fight at 85, I'm picking Brendan Allen. Short notice is on my mind. Knockout recently on my mind. Alvey also in a terrible position, having lost multiple straight fights, needing to get out of this slump to keep his UFC career alive. I think he will find a way here. I'm going to go Sam Alvey as the final dog. Now, let's talk a little bit about just pure props. I kind of meshed the props with the locks and dogs of the night, but these are going to be outsiders. I also think, like, if you look at the Tresean Gore and Brian Battle fight, There's possibility for two outcomes there because it's a very close fight, so scary to play. But if you're hard on one side, Trayshawn is plus 225 for knockout. Battle is plus 550 for submission. If he can drag Trayshawn deep, that submission prop could be a casher. Trayshawn has proven knockout power. Brian Battle has proven resiliency. That's a very fun fight. Personally, I like the prop side. Not loving playing money line bets on either side there. I just want to watch that one. I'm a big fan of both guys, so might be a tough one. It's going to be a tough pill for me to swallow seeing either one of them lose because I've become a fan since The Ultimate Fighter seeing those guys. Now, the next one, still Battle Gore fight. Fight does not go the distance is minus 150. I think that's not a bad bet. If you're looking to place one on it, you have to play a bet on the Battle fight and Trayshawn Gore. I think go with the minus 150 fight does not go the distance here. And if we also then jump Barrios versus Njokuani, I think that fight goes the distance, and the value of that is minus 140. I don't think that's a terrible play either. Just some like value side of betting notes here. Julian Erosa isn't an awful bet, but he's minus 295 and he has lost fights in the past. I think that could be a riskier one. Probably inside distance, but Pearson proven tough. I want to talk about the prop of inside distance just to see if it's available here. Let's pull it up here. Let's see if we can get it. All right, inside distance for Erosa, plus 170. That's an interesting thing to note. A maybe play, but personally not feeling that one. I'd rather go with my locks, my dogs, and my other value props. That's not really a supreme value prop. As I mentioned, Jeltsin, Almeida, Danilo Marquez, that fight's interesting to me. And I feel like there's a chance that Jeltsin wins a decision. Just so you know, that decision prop is plus 375. If I was playing Jeltsin, money line, I'd be throwing a ton at it. I'd also be very nervous. I'm personally skipping that one. Jeltsin wins inside distance is also minus 145. So the bookies are expecting him to finish off Danilo Marquez. That's an intriguing fight. That is the props section and the value style bets. I will jump to our next and final section, the parlays. I've concocted a few that I'm feeling strongly about. Number one is going to be Strickland and Bondar. You're looking at about plus 150 range for that. Strickland and minus 150 range, Strickland, Rachmanov, and Bondar, though, brings you up into the plus money. Plus 200 for that one. I like that three-fighter parlay a ton. If you want to get crazy, you add in Njokuani, who's close money dog. You're looking at plus 500. You add in Miles Johns, who's a decent favorite. You're looking at plus 800. If I'm Hail Marying it, I'm going Johns, Njokuani, Strickland, Rachmanov, Bondar. If I'm keeping it on the safer side, I'm picking Strickland or Bondar or Strickland or Rachmanov. Or we go the three-fighter parlay, Strickland, Rachmanov, Bondar. I'm really feeling strongly about this one. Of course, you can mix and match it and add different guys in. If you want to go like nuts with the dog parlay, go for it. But I just don't recommend that. I think you could also play like all the locks, or you can compat, like the three big locks, Rachmanov, Bondar, and Strickland. Then you play them with an Njokuani. You want to get a little bit more wild. Maybe you play them with a Mike Trezano or Stoliarenko, even a Jason Witt. It'll bring you to nice plus money, but it's going to be putting you at a higher risk. I like Njokuani out in there at plus 500. The five-fighter parlay, we're getting risky. I really prefer three-fighter, two-fighter even. Keep things on the safer side, or just money line it up. Obviously, I'm a big fan of the money line plays and props too. Parlays is where the game gets risky because now you're banking on multiple fights coming through exactly how you see it. Overall, very fun card for UFC Vegas 47, Hermansson versus Strickland. I got more content dropping all week long, so make sure to stay tuned. Subscribe if you're new. Turn those post notifications on too. Like the video if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys' support. Much love to my people, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, guys.